Randy here. Welcome to the Dark Project, which is all about writing, art, and rediscovering my creative spark as a working single mom. We just finally got back from our visit to New York, which was woefully short and full of so very many delays and things that occurred during the travel. But that's not what this video is. This video is going to unfortunately promote an unhealthy quantity of consumerism because, as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I may have gone a little book crazy because there's a few things I want to learn to do, and in order to learn to do them, as much as videos help for me, actual books to look through and re-reference back through is more helpful for me to learn things. So I'm going to show you this stack of supplies and stuff because a lot of this is going to be used in one way or another to go towards upcycling and modifying clothing. I am trying to get better about thinking about sustainability. I've never really been big on fast fashion in the first place. But with the way things are going in the economy with a lot of things here in America, learning how to mend, modify, repair, and alter things to suit me on a budget is a good skill set to have. So I'm going to show you the things that I got. Some of them are actual things and some of them are books. So actually let me separate the books from the things and we'll do the things first because there's less of them and they're easier to show. Hopefully the crinkles aren't terrible. I will try to mute them and tone them down in editing if I have to. So here we go. First thing is I got a big set of embroidery hoops of various sizes that have like 3 different silica gel packets in them. 2, I guess, but regardless. And these are actual wooden embroidery hoops. So I got those. To go along with that, got a giant thing of embroidery floss that is all carded separately. I have a bag of embroidery floss and they're all just in the weird little embroidery floss skeins. That's buried in a thing that I'm going to get to soon, hopefully, because I have been working on getting through the last cluttered area in my bedroom. So lots of those, and this also came with like some pins and a seam ripper and measuring tape, and like there's little extra stuff in it. Just a kit from Amazon with a bunch of different colors. And more in the... Let me get these out of the way because these are bigger and they'll stack easier over there. So in line with all the embroidery stuff, I'm going to be doing some cross-stitching, so I got some cross-stitching fabric. I got black and white. I figure with the white, if I wanted to, I could dye it or tea stain it or whatever. I got a big set of sewing machine presser foots because there are a few feet that my machine does not have. Like, it didn't come with a gathering foot, and this is just an unreasonable quantity of like every presser foot you could ever need. It was like 25 bucks, I think, on Amazon, and there's like 50 something in here. 48 different presser feet. That actually has a thing on the back that tells you what they all are if you can't tell just by looking at it, which is nice. That I also today, when I was at Walmart, because I used to have crochet thread, and when I went through the great yarn purge like 3 years ago, because I was thoroughly convinced I was never ever going to have time to crochet or do anything fun ever again, because working all the time and struggling for every dollar will do that to you. So today I got a big thing of this off-white size 10 crochet thread. Does this have a colorway? It just says natural. But because this is cotton, what I want to do with this is I want to actually start crocheting lace edgings for things, and then I can either leave them this color, or because this is cotton, I can dye it. So if I wanted to make like a red lace edging, or if I wanted to turn it black and just sew it onto whatever, I can do that because it's this. I thought about getting the white one, but in case I wanted to leave it more kind of neutral, I got the more ecru off-white beige one. This is only like $4, I think, at Walmart. Because I keep looking at lace online, and firstly, oh my god, lace is stupid expensive. I even went looking on eBay trying to see if I could find like a de-stash of somebody's old lace collection. And because everybody else is upcycling and doing things to sell, you cannot find those things for cheap. And we don't have good garage sales here, at least as far as I know, primarily because the weather is always ass. Anyway, crochet thread. I also got, after watching a few other girls doing upcycling stuff, got a bag of these teeny tiny, itty bitty little black satin bows. And a thing that I do have coming is elastic thread to sew them on with so that they don't get warped when they get washed. But this is like 160 tiny little satin bows. Because sometimes you just want to add a bow to something so you look kind of fancy, even if you're not feeling particularly fancy. Then I got another box that's got all of these different kind of more rustic gingham, buffalo check, black and white, red and black, and also some kind of neutral tone that almost looks like it was made with burlap bows. Similar idea, just to add them to things. And this is 15 yards of black lace. And it's little eyelet lace. I'll see if I can just unravel a bit here so you can see what I mean. But this for edgings. So I have a denim jacket that I have dyed, so it is darker than it was. It was originally a very, very light wash, and I did not like that. But that light wash denim jacket was $20 cheaper than the one that had already been dyed black. So I did get some more dye, and I'm going to try and make it darker overall, but I actually went on Facebook Marketplace and have been hunting in thrift stores occasionally, trying to find darker denim. It doesn't all have to be the exact same tone, but I want to turn that too short, wrong color denim jacket. Might make the arms a little longer too, because I have long arms and nothing is made for a woman of my proportions, apparently, unless I buy men's jackets and clothing, which I tend to do, because then it fits my shoulders. But regardless, I want to make that regular jacket, which hits me, like, almost at the belt line, but not quite, which honestly is too damn short. Don't like it. I don't like the cropped look. I have a long torso, and I don't like it, Sam, I am. It's just not for me. I want to make it closer to knee length, like a denim trench coat. And I've watched enough things now. I'm pretty sure I know how I'm going to do it. I just need to make sure I have all of the materials together first, figure out my order of operations, which is probably going to consist of cutting everything, trying to dye everything so it's kind of uniform-ish, or at least like sisters color-wise. Doesn't have to be identical twins, but fraternal twins would be nice. And then I want to actually take one of the patterns from one of the books I'm going to show you to make a thing that I want to put on the back of it. And then I want to add like lace detailing and stuff. And it's like a whole thing in my brain. So in line with more lace, I got a thing. It's a sampler of different kinds of lace. And I don't know if I'll even be able to take it out of the package, which seems like a really dumb design. Like, how did you get it in the plastic bag in the first place? But if you can see, there's like 5 or 6 different types of lace here, and there's a few yards of each. But like I said, if I can just find my own edging style I like and just crochet it and then dye it, why would I keep buying it this way for so much more when I can just do it myself? Stay. Okay. 2 more supplies, and then books. Okay, so this is sticky water-soluble paper stabilizer for embroidery. So you can actually print on this if you have a design that you want to embroider. And then you just cut it out, peel the backing off, and stick it on whatever you're doing so you have something to go from instead of having to transfer it and like draw the design if you're not really good at freehanding stuff. So this is going to come in handy. And the last thing, which is also in line with upcycling stuff, I have to make sure the lid's on tight. I got this jug of fabric paint medium. You can take this, and this particular one, you combine it 1-to-1 with any acrylic paint that you have, and you mix it, and then you can use it on fabric, heat set it, and it's going to stay on the fabric. It's not going to be really crunchy and thick and peel off like regular acrylic paint can do. And I have a lot of cheap glow-in-the-dark and shimmery and metallic acrylic paints that some of it can still be used for like gel printing and stuff, but some of it can also be used to modify clothes. And this actually came with like a big ass pump for it. It has a little tiny instruction paper in here that I'm probably going to copy because I have a feeling the paper is going to get lost. God, I hate not having fingernails, but it's literally like this tiny little 2-sided instruction thing. There's nothing on the bottle, so even though I want to just tape it on the bottle, I know that if it gets wet, it's going to ruin it. So I'm going to copy this and probably put it on like a bright index card and put it in the box so I have the instructions. This one doesn't say anything about heat setting. It just says dry for more than 24 hours in a cool and dry environment. Fabric can be washed after completely dry. Turn clothes inside out before washing. And if you're interested in any of this stuff, I will have affiliate links in the description box. Next is the fun part. The fun part is all of the books with the destructions for things. First is Creepy Cross Stitch by Lindsay Swearingen. And this book has counted cross stitch patterns in it. The pattern that I want to make is this one, which is a Grimm, which is supposed to sort of be a guardian of cemeteries, but also some people considered them harbingers of death. Just seems fitting and oh so cuddly, like Puppy. All dogs are Puppy, regardless of size or scare factor. Puppy. But yeah, I am excited about that. So there's book 1. This one, I contemplated getting this one, and then I looked at how adorable it was, and people said that it actually had other instructions on just embroidery in general, so I couldn't resist because I am a crazy cat lady. And this is Cat Mania Embroidery by Junji Sun. Look at the kitties. Super cute. And like I said, this actually has information on how to do different types of stitches. Turkey work, French knot, chain stitch, blanket stitch, spider web, rose stitch, long and short stitch, leaf stitch, free stitch, satin stitch, straight stitch, lazy daisy stitch, running stitch, how to hide the knot at the end of the embroidery, how to tie the knot at the end of the embroidery, how to thread the needle, how to put the fabric on the hoop. So this has all of your basic embroidery primer info in addition to all of the cute patterns and stuff. So this is going to be fun. And now we're moving into the thing that kind of made me go nuts in the first place. And most of these books that I got are not brand new. A lot of them are used, even if they were in decent used condition. If you're on Amazon, you can always go look over in the bar where it has the price description. Buying used is always better, because then you're minimizing the amount of books floating around in the world in a good way, so that things aren't getting thrown into landfills and whatnot. I got this Crazy Quilting, the complete guide, because I had been watching people making quilted witch hats for Halloween, and they were doing these really cool visible stitches for the different parts. I ended up making a quilted witch hat for Halloween, however, I did not have nearly enough time to go through and do this stuff by hand that I wanted to. I made that thing in literally like an hour. But this is Crazy Quilting, the Complete Guide by J. Marcia Michler? One of the two, not sure which. But on the back it says, your one-stop source for crazy quilting know-how. From Victorian quilts to contemporary works of art, crazy quilting has evolved into a beautiful mixture of piecing, embroidery, and fabric techniques. Another one, also by the same lady. This is The Magic of Crazy Quilting, 2nd edition, a complete resource for embellished quilting. And it tells you how to work with paints and dyes and different stitches and how to add things like ribbon in. It's even got punch needle kind of sort of instructions in here. Has some things that are traceable, like there's monogram letters in there. But like, just, doesn't that look amazing? Everything now is just so bland and same, and I'm over bland and same. I want to be, like I said, that weird witch auntie that people aren't sure if she's a good witch or a bad witch. Want to have fun with things, want to enjoy things. This one is Paint with Thread Through the Seasons by Emily Ferris. This is a more complicated embroidery style book. It's got some really beautiful, like, painting with thread. Absolutely, it is unbelievable how cool some of these look. But a lot of these I got primarily because I want to learn the techniques. Once you learn the techniques, you don't necessarily need like the totally in-depth guide to each individual thing that you want to do. You can look at it and go, oh, I have floss that's this color, and this color, and I'm going to shade it here, and I'm going to use this stitch to do this, that, and the other thing. I have always been more of a, and this actually comes with transfers in it. I think I probably would trace over them, possibly with the stabilizer, rather than just using them and being done with it after one time, but that's just me. I've always been more of a construction style crafter rather than just, oh, I need this one finished project thing and that's all I'm going to do with it. No, I want to learn how to make the things so I can make the things the way I want to make them, not just copy what everybody else is doing in a different color palette. Next is Mystical Stitches, which is another embroidery thing, and this talks in particular about stitching with intention, not just stitching mindfully, but actually essentially putting prayers to whichever flavor of deity or spirit is your thing. And how to, you know, develop patterns that are applicable to what you enjoy. Reconnect with your magic hands. One of our greatest superpowers, one we regularly take for granted. Our hands are a source of potent magic in the most basic sense through their abilities to transform and manipulate objects in the world, and in the most advanced sense by healing through the laying on of hands. As a massage therapist, that one's particularly resonant with me. But again, this one goes through fabric types, needle types, thread, how to split the thread. making a limited color palette, transferring, like this one, just to give you kind of a, lots of cool stuff. It gives you a bunch of different types of symbols, and it just kind of shows them in here. So once you learn the basics for how to stitch, like legit, you can do pretty much anything. Ooh, a tiger and a wolf. But yeah, that one's Mystical Stitches by Christy Johnson. And then I have got 3 crochet books. Did I say that I may have gone a little bit overboard with the books? Because I might have gone a little bit overboard with the books. This is Spooky Tapestry Crochet by Emily Chavez. And it says 20 to Die For Designs for Beginners. I have done some tapestry crochet before, but this is things more in my style. So again, once I get the techniques down, and I think Stitch Fiddle is still a website that people can use to make charts and whatnot. It's got some good stuff in here. I actually really like, where is that one? I really like this one that they called Nocturne, and it's a bat with a red background and a black moon. That's the one I really like. Like I said, there are some things in here that I would totally make. There's a few things that I wouldn't, but it's more about learning the technique through the book for me. This one, Crochet Like a Goth. It's got a lot of open, lacy tops, wrist warmers, shawls. Honestly, since I ordered this online, there aren't as many patterns in here of the type I was looking for as I thought there would be. So I might just grab the couple of patterns that I really like and maybe resell this one. But it's Crochet Like a Goth by Christina. That looks like a... Okay, that is a Lithuanian last name, Temulevichute. And if I pronounce that wrong, don't come for me. Lithuanian is not my strong point. But some of these are really cool. There are a few things in here that I like, so. And again, got them all used for like between $5 and $10 as opposed to the almost $30, which is the ticket price on the books. And this one I showed and mentioned in, I think, my last one. But I got this at Michael's, and it's a bunch of just cute little amigurumi cryptids and whatnot. I think I want to make the jackalope. Manticore, Cyclops, Minotaur, Nosferatu, Slenderman, Zombie, Werewolf, Sandworm. There we go, jackalope. Like, look at how cute it is. Look at it. Look at it. It's adorable. And I have 2 giant bags full of polyfill. So. But yeah, that is the last book. And I have also gotten 2 things of black Rit dye and one that is wine red, because somewhere in all of these piles of things I have accumulated in the last few weeks, I have things that I want to dye. There's a few fabric things that I want to dye. And another thing I got today while I was at Walmart that I probably shouldn't have, but it caught my attention because I'd been looking at lace and eyelet lace and stuff. It was all just bundled up in a wad, but I think it's supposed to be like a curtain panel, maybe? I don't know. But it's Pioneer Woman stuff. Oh, and now that I'm holding it up to the light, I can actually see that there are a few tiny yellowish stains on it. Maybe that's why somebody brought it back, or there's only one. but it's completely enclosed around the edges. It doesn't say what it is. It just says that it's Pioneer Woman brand. But it was on sale for like $7, and it's a big... I'm not sure quite how big it is. I'd have to measure, but either way, I could cut it and dye it in portions, or dye the whole thing one color and just call it good. Either way, things can and will be done with it. And it was a lot cheaper for this big old hunk than it would have been to buy it in a craft store. So there's that. So that is all of the things, I believe. So that is the stack of books. It's a lot of books, but now that I've shown them to you, I can put them on the shelf and get my space cleared so I can actually do things, because that's the goal. I got everything unpacked yesterday and put away, and thankfully I was able to get my laundry all done, thanks to someone who's very generous and let me use their washing machine, because their washing machine is broken and maintenance will be here God knows when, maybe sometime this week. Who fucking knows, honestly. Yeah, fun stuff. So all my clothes are good and put away. All the kids' clothes are good and put away. The kids are off to their dad's for a week. And I am on day 2 of 7 of working in a row. I went right to work as soon as we got back. Day after we got back from New York. So yeah, I'm trying to find things that keep me occupied and even-keeled and closer to happy, because the burnout would be hitting in a big way if I wasn't doing things that made me feel slightly more fulfilled. So yeah, that is it for now. As you can tell, I'm tired. I need to finish my caffeine and eat some food and warm up. It's starting to get cold here, and as much as I hate to, I'm gonna have to probably start keeping one of the space heaters running occasionally when I'm home. Not fun, because it is now November 3rd today. So, on that note, hope you enjoyed the rampant consumerism and capitalism, because occasionally even the best of us are prone to it when we do need supplies and whatnot. And now I have enough supplies for things that I should be good for a good long while. And books to teach me the skills for the things that I want to, so I can keep progressing and keep doing the things that I want to do. So on that note, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch all of you Darklings in the next video, whenever that may be. So tell me in the comment section down below what you are working on this week, regardless of what type of craft or otherwise it is. I hope you're all doing well. Take care of yourselves and each other. And remember that we are all just works in progress. Catch you next time, Darklings.